Welcome to Columbus News Channel. Intensity of the operations on the Eastern Front is increasing. After the Ukrainian leader's visit to the critical region in the east, the Ukrainian armed forces sent additional military resources to the region. Russian soldiers are about to lose territory. Operations have been accelerated in this region located in the middle of Donbass. New developments announced in the Bakhmut region on the Donetsk front. What the Russian army can do for months, the Ukrainian armed forces can achieve in just a few days. Situation of the Russian soldiers on the Eastern Front has become critical. President of Ukraine Zelensky paid a visit to the Bakhmut region. Then it was announced that the Ukrainian army sent additional soldiers and vehicles to this region. According to the statements, 3 battalions of approximately 2,500 additional soldiers, and a large number of armored vehicles will be sent to this region. In fact, it has already been announced that at least 20 tanks and armored combat vehicles have been transferred to the region. As it is known, Russian soldiers on this front have been trying to dominate the region since the beginning of the war. However, the Russian soldiers, who made various strategic mistakes even at the beginning of the war, lost many of their tanks to the Ukrainian soldiers in this region due to such mistakes. It has even been reported that sometimes operations against the Russian army were carried out with captured Russian military tanks. In recent weeks, the Ukrainian armed forces have launched artillery attacks and operations with various weapons on this front. In this way, many Russian military equipment was destroyed and many Russian military points were taken out of use. Every day, many Russian soldiers continue to be neutralized. This situation may cause the Russian army to withdraw completely from the region at any moment. But that would be a huge failure. Because the Russian army has been fighting in this region for months, and they have not advanced as much as the Ukrainian army has advanced in a week. This shows the extent of the military differences between the two armies. At the same time, this region is important for countries due to its location. As it is known, this region is located in the middle of Luhansk and Donetsk. If this region is started to be controlled by the Ukrainian army, the Russian logistics flow on these two critical fronts will be divided in the middle. It is very important to achieve success in this region, which connects the two fronts and is of political importance. To this end, hundreds of artillery attacks and various moves have been carried out in recent days. All these moves will be of greater importance as long as they are advanced in a strategic direction. At the same time, Ukrainian rocket and artillery units hit a Russian command center and neutralized 2 Russian soldiers. These units, which have made many accurate moves since the beginning of the war, are inflicting great losses on the Russian army. Moreover, with these Russian command centers, which are being hit every day, the communication of Russian soldiers with their commanders is also interrupted. These moves give the Ukrainian army a great advantage. Russian soldiers, who experience a communication breakdown at the fronts, do not know in which direction to proceed due to insufficient training. This makes such points even more critical. Moreover, the destruction of these points with each passing day causes the losses on the Russian side to reach an irrecoverable point. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky left Ukraine for the first time. Zelensky has not left Ukraine for a day since the start of the war in February. Zelensky's first visit was to the United States, one of Ukraine's biggest supporters. President Volodymyr Zelensky reported that he came to Washington to express his thanks to the United States of America. It was announced that the president will meet with his American counterpart, Joe Biden, and will speak in Congress. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba is also in the Ukrainian delegation accompanying the president's first foreign visit since February 24. During the visit, United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced a new aid package to Ukraine, including the Patriot air defense system for the first time ever. New aid package was reported to be $1.85 billion. It is known that since the beginning of the Biden administration, the total aid provided by the United States to Ukraine has reached $21.9 billion. Zelensky met with United States President Joe Biden at the White House. Zelensky thanked him for the invitation, saying it was a great honor to be in the United States. He said that he had wanted to visit earlier but could not come because the situation in Ukraine was bad at that time. He said that his ability to come to the United States now shows that the situation is under control. And he stated that the situation of taking control is also thanks to the supports. It is known that Biden and Zelensky talked about important issues, especially the energy issue and the war in Ukraine. A few days earlier, Zelensky had presented state awards to military forces in the Bakhmut and Donetsk oblasts. After this award was presented, one of these soldiers asked for his award to be given to the American leader. Zelensky stated that he wanted a captain using the HIMARS system provided by the United States to Ukraine to confer the Order of Military Merit to Biden. Along with the medal, the soldier's letter was also delivered. Biden asked if the soldier's name was written so he could contact the soldier. Biden also stressed that Washington and its allies will continue to stand by Ukraine. It is planned that the duo will hold a press conference after the meeting and speak at the meeting of the U.S. Congress. In addition, an official from the United States explained the reason for Biden's invitation to Zelensky. Biden thought it was a good time to talk face-to-face because he thought Zelensky had entered a new phase of the war. Patriot air defense system in the new aid package of the United States is also a critical development for Ukraine. Yuri Inat, spokesman for the Air Force Command of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, stated that this is very important for Ukraine. He stated that the Patriot air defense system is a long-range weapon that can hit critical targets at a distance of up to 150 kilometers and can help move Russian planes away from the Ukrainian border. Ukraine's air defense is getting stronger and its military equipment is diversifying. This could help improve Ukraine's position in the war. In his statement, Inat also stated that Ukraine needs various air defense equipment and they are ready to receive everything that Western countries can offer. All the weapons that Ukraine received with Western support have a critical importance in the fate of the war. As it is known, since the beginning of the war, although Ukraine is a smaller and less resourced country, it has been able to gain advantage many times. On the other hand, Russia, despite being a much larger and multi-resourced country, had to face defeats by inflicting great losses. One of the biggest reasons for this is the critical support provided by the countries to Ukraine. Thanks to the successful use of these supports by the Ukrainian armed forces, great advantages have been achieved on many fronts. Moreover, these advantages caused Russia to deal with major defeats. Russia, on the other hand, has lost many of its military resources since the beginning of the war, due to its strategic mistakes on the fronts, and confronted the countries with its attacks on infrastructures. This situation, while Kiev received aid, caused Moscow to receive sanctions. If these situations continue in this direction, the war will now proceed completely in favor of Ukraine. At the same time, if Russia continues its unsuccessful moves, it may have to withdraw from many critical fronts due to greater losses. This is critical in warfare. In the long term, the steps taken, the decisions made and the moves taken should also be in the strategic direction. Otherwise, losses will be inevitable for both parties. Now one side's fault can become the other's advantage. In these days, where there is no margin of error for both countries, the importance of each move has become more critical. We'll see what happens in the next few days. We have reached the end of another video. You can support us by liking the video. You can easily follow new videos by subscribing. I wish you all a war-free day. See you.